Admiral Sarah Chin stood motionless on the bridge of the U.S. Retribution, her weathered hands gripping the command console as the final transmission from Valor Prime played on repeat. The screams of her Valoran allies echoed through the bridge speakers, a haunting symphony of betrayal and death that would forever be etched into humanity's collective memory. 18 billion souls, whispered Commander Torres, his voice barely audible above the hum of the ship's engines. The entire Valoran civilization gone. The Valorans had been humanity's first and only true allies in the galaxy. When Earth had stumbled into the cosmic stage 50 years ago, naive and hopeful, it was the crystal-embodied Valorans who had extended a hand of friendship. While the Galactic Council viewed humans as primitive upstarts, the Valorans saw potential. They shared their technology, their culture, their very essence with humanity. That friendship had signed their death warrant. The Council's justification? Chin asked, though she already knew the answer. Contamination protocols, Torres replied, his jaw clenched. They claimed the Valorans were corrupted by human influence. Said they posed a threat to galactic stability. Admiral Chen's eyes burned with cold fury. The Galactic Council, in their infinite arrogance, had decided that any species willing to associate with humanity was inherently dangerous. The Valorans' crime? They had refused to sever ties with Earth when the Council demanded it. So the Council had sent their enforcement fleets. 12 species, hundreds of ships, advanced weapons that could crack planets. The Valorans, peaceful by nature, had barely managed to send a single distress call before their homeworld was reduced to molten slag. Status report on the fleet? Shin commanded. All human vessels are in position, came the response from navigation. 237 ships, Admiral. Every operational warship Earth could muster. The bridge fell silent except for the steady rhythm of the ship's heartbeat. 200 ships against the combined might of the Galactic Council seemed like suicide. But Chun knew something the Council didn't understand about humanity. When you slaughter their friends, humans don't calculate odds. They calculate revenge. Open a channel to all ships, Chun ordered. The communication array crackled to life, connecting her voice to every human captain, every human soldier, every human soul who had volunteered for this mission. Some were veterans of the Centauri conflicts, others were miners and traders who had barely held a weapon. All of them had loved the Valorans. This is Admiral Chan to all human forces, she began, her voice steady as steel. Today, we make the galaxy remember why Earth survived when every other species said we should have died out. The Council thinks we're primitive. They think we're weak. They think 18 billion Valoran lives don't matter. She paused, watching as the massive Galactic. The first shots rang out from the Council fleet, brilliant beams of energy that could vaporize asteroids. But human ships were different. Built not for elegance or efficiency, but for one simple purpose, to keep fighting when everything else would have given up. The U.S. Retribution shuddered under enemy fire, her armor blazing but holding. Around her, human vessels pressed forward through the barrage, their weapons spitting defiance at ships 3 times their size. All batteries fire, Shin commanded. What happened next would be recorded in the archives of every species in the galaxy. The humans didn't fight like the Council expected. They didn't use formation tactics or strategic positioning. They fought like cornered animals protecting their pack with a ferocity that made stars themselves seem dim. One by one, Council ships began to fall. Not to superior technology or overwhelming numbers, but to something the galaxy had forgotten existed. The fury of a species that refuses to abandon those they love. As the last enemy vessel exploded in brilliant flame, Admiral Chin looked out at the debris field that had once been the galaxy's most powerful enforcement fleet. Signal to all Council worlds, she said quietly. Earth remembers its friends. And Earth never forgets its enemies. The age of human diplomacy was over. The age of human justice had begun.